guys, it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another speed build. Today I am back actually building a house in the world of Forgotten Hollow, which is the creepy vampire world that came with the Sims 4 Vampires game pack. I don't build here very often for a couple of reasons. A, it's kind of small, and B, it's a vampire world, so it's got a very particular style to it. You probably only live here if you're playing with that game pack. And I tend to build more things in this area around Halloween. And then obviously when vampires first came out, I built here quite a bit. But I haven't done something in a while, and I had a suggestion from one of you guys to build a kind of vampire house, and I hadn't done it in a while, and I was like, yeah, we can do that. Also, I've been really into having budget restraints lately, so I thought we would do a starter home. So this is a starter vampire house. Well, I didn't really plan if it were for a vampire or a human sim. It's just if you'd like to live in Forgotten Hollow. It is a starter house you can move directly into from Sim. It comes in at 19,955 simoleons. So it's just under your budget if you have one sim, and there's enough space for two sims because I do have a double bed in here. And then there is an awkward upstairs that has space for a very, very small bedroom with one single bed in it if you'd like to add it, but it's currently empty because I ran out of money. But I really like how the outside of this house came out. I had a lot of fun coming up with this shape and landscaping galore. You could probably set this as a tiny house residential. I think I currently have it set as a haunted house residential, which was purely because I used to have a haunted house on this lot. I do change it to just regular in the end because not only is this a starter home, but I wanted to only use base game and vampires. So this should be really accessible if you would like to download it. And if you like it and you'd like to grab it for yourself, it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi, and you can also find it under the hashtag Miss Gryphi, and that will all be in the description down below as well. So I do really enjoy these restricted builds where you're only using a single pack or a couple of packs or having a budget or all of the above. And so this was really fun to do, but it made me realize how much I really want to build something else with vampires that doesn't have the budget restriction or has a higher budget. Because I've said this before, but The Sims 4 Vampires is one of my favorite game packs. It's like right behind Parenthood for me. I think the vampires are amazing. The furniture is amazing. The world is okay, but I love this pack. It's one of my favorites. I say that about a lot of packs, but it's my number 2 game pack. I think it's got to be my number 2 game pack. It is just so good, and some of these items are just so stunning, and I don't use them very often because I don't build here very often. But I also want to come up with a more unique idea on what to build. So if you guys have any suggestions on vampire type houses you would like to see, do let me know because I'd love to use more of this pack. But right now we're starting to work on the landscaping, which, is my favorite part of building. And I'm really happy with how this did come out. I wanted it to look not just dead and overgrown. I wanted it to look like there was a lot of greenery. It was kind of a nice space. It was just a little bit older, and I think I achieved it, but you guys can let me know. Also, the window I'm using upstairs in this space is so pretty. It's not one that I use very often because I always forget that that's the outside of it and the detailed portion is on the inside, and they don't quite fit properly upstairs, but from outside it looks fine. You'll see it looks a little funky on the inside of upstairs, but upstairs is really, really small. I just thought it was better to have a little bit of space you could put something in that's functional upstairs than have it just purely decorational in the roof. So that's why I did it the way that I did, even though it's a very small space. You could definitely put some skill building items or something up there. When we get to that, I will show you what I mean. But right now we're just lining this pathway up to the door. I really like how this landscaping came out. I think it's a little bit different than what I typically do. It's a little structured, but it's also a bit overgrown. And now I'm just deciding to have this area be white instead because it was just too much of one color. I also changed the front door so many different times between the red color and the green color. I think they're both really pretty. And I'm also using some debug trees. All the landscaping I think is from the Show Live Edit Objects catalog. It's just some of it you might have seen more often, and other trees are a little bit more funky. But I was having a lot of fun exploring and trying to make this look cool. So I think it's pretty decent for a starter home. And also, like usual, I'm focusing more on the outside than I am on the inside. But the cool thing with that is you're moving into the house, and then you can like furnish the inside more once you get more money, and it's very small. I have this problem where I'm like, I'm going to build this house. It's not going to be a big house, but it's not going to be a tiny house. And then I build it, and it's a tiny house. I didn't intend for it to be this small, but it ends up being really small on the inside. I had a concept of what I wanted the outside to look like, and it turned out by doing that, the inside was going to be very, very tiny. Just getting a knocked over lamppost, some more terrain paint, some rocks. I think this landscaping came out pretty nicely. I really enjoyed these fences I put around the lot. Honestly, like Show Live Edit Objects, I say this every time I use it, is so good. I'm so happy we have that. It made things cheaper. You could see there momentarily how awkward the upstairs is. It's really small. So small, in fact, that I struggled to fit a staircase in here. I think I cut out all of the footage of me attempting to put a staircase in here because it didn't work. I took forever, and I couldn't figure it out. So there is a ladder in here to get upstairs, and it just has like an empty room that's closed off up there, and then like an empty hallway. But there is wallpaper and flooring and stuff. Also, I did use the Vampires like counter set that came with that pack, which is a lot more expensive than the base game stuff. So if you wanted to furnish this better, you could probably get a cheaper kitchen set to, prioritize. But I really wanted to use it because, I really like the vampires things. So it is what it is. Upstairs is just so sad, though. I'm also using some of the tiles from the new pack. I ended up using them in this white and blue swatch, and then I changed all of the counters to the white and black swatch in the end. Bringing some brick in here as well, I think, into the bedroom maybe? Or maybe not. I used a lot of the wallpapers from the new pack, though. Or not the new pack. Vampires is not new, Tanya. Oh my gosh. I used a lot of the wallpapers from Vampires as well. I think maybe I said that because I feel like a lot of the time when a new pack comes out, I'm like, this is when I'm gonna build a base game plus new pack. Speaking of which, I feel like we are long overdue to find out what the next pack is going to be. I assume our next thing is going to be an expansion pack because I think we would have already had an announcement for a game pack by now. So maybe the next thing is like June or July, we're getting an expansion. And I want to know what it is. And please let it be Generations. Anyway, I feel like I talk about that so often, but I know at least today, Twitter has been like going off about like, when are we getting news on something? I just want to know something because we're in kind of a dry spout right now. So anyway, you saw upstairs, I just deleted a bed out of that room. That could be a little bedroom, an awkward little bedroom, but a bedroom nonetheless. And then I made that sunroom into a space with a chess table. I love this love seat from the Vampires pack, getting some rugs in the bedroom and in the living room. The bedroom is sad and only has a bed and a rug. There is no bedside tables in there, but that's something you can easily add as your Sims earn some money. And then in here, I think I just have a TV on a shelf. I think that's what I end up doing. Oh, do I keep the lamp? I might keep the lamp. I was just trying to figure out how I could fit some items that your Sims could actually use in here. So I swapped out the toilet for a base game one and just making a couple of changes here and there. And then that's pretty much it. Like I said, upstairs is empty. Apologies for that. I just figured I would leave it as usable space. So if you guys wanted to use it, it was accessible. But that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see y'all soon. Bye, everybody.